Guys, don't y'all hate it when people come to you with a spirit of expectation for something that they played no part in trying to help you attain the expectation that they want from you? You know, it's like they offered up nothing, yet they come to you expecting results, right? You know, like you can think about someone who's a sports coach and their job is to train the athletes for whatever sport that it is. But the athletes, on the other hand, are so entitled and got this whole thing all wrong where they come to training late, or they miss days, or they come and they half-ass, or they don't give, what they're supposed to give. They don't come prepared, all of that. But then they expect to be great athletes. They expect for the coach to make them these super athletes, right? They expect to get these great results and become very fast and become very skilled and become very this, right? Or even if you're working in whatever line of work that you're in, whether it's at a restaurant, customer service, or a clothing store, and customers come to you expecting this and that and this and that, and they have terrible attitudes. They have no mannerism. They're just like, expecting this, and they're not making your job any easier, right? Whether it's a nail salon, hair salon, whatever. Oh, I want this. This is what I want, and this is da 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 da. And they're giving you such a hard time the whole way, right? Like, you're doing their nails or their hair and they won't sit still, or they're on the phone and they messing this up and they're not sitting straight, and just all of this, right? And here's another good one, right? You have a get together, a party, a wedding, or whatever, and people come expecting to have a great time, expecting, like great vibes and great food and this, that, and the third, yet they come empty-handed, right? Like, not only did you come empty-handed, because it's like, it's my birthday party or it's my wedding shower, it's this and the third, not only did you not bring anything to contribute physically, but you also didn't bring a positive energy. Like, you can't expect this party to be lit or to be this, and you had no part to play in that in a positive way. Like, do you not understand that you are the one who make the scenario what it is? You help contribute to that. So if you go to a get together, like a baby shower, a party, or whatever, and you're like, oh, it was whack, or it was this. Okay, so how did you play a role in that? Did you just sit in the back, in the corner, when the music was playing, the DJ trying to get y'all up, and you just sitting there and you just whatever the whole time? And those are just a few examples, right, of just people coming to you with a spirit of expectation. And nobody had to drag you to come to this thing, whether it's to get your nails done, your hair done, to get on this sports team, nobody had to drag you. Nobody dragged you to come to this thing. It was a decision that you made to come out of your house or leave wherever you were and to show up to this particular, situation. Then you come there and you have such a terrible attitude and you have such a high level of expectation. That is a big problem. And I'm sure that, all of you who are listening are like, yeah, but I want us to put that same principle and apply it when it comes to church, right? And whether that be a physical church location that you're going to, or when you're listening just to a sermon online, or when you're in a church setting, atmosphere, whatever, right? Like, because we are the church. So the church should be everywhere that you go. And so how is it that we feel so comfortable coming to church every single Sunday or whatever day you go to church and expecting greatness, expecting for the word to be phenomenal and worship to be this, and for this the atmosphere to be that, and all of that, it should be good. But do you not understand that you make up the church? And so if your energy is low, it's low, you're gonna have a terrible experience. If you come there with a bad attitude and your arms are crossed and you're just coming there expecting things to be bad anyway, that's what you're gonna get. Excuse me. Like, you come there and people have to, like, force you to wave your hands and to clap your hands and to worship and to join in and to stand up for scripture and to be engaged and to stay off your phone and to stop disrupting and to stop talking, all of this. But yet you still expect to have a great service. You still expect to get a great word from God. It's almost like you're expecting church to be a theater show. You're expecting everyone to play their role, the pastor to bring about a great word, the worship team to, be so anointed and to fill up the atmosphere with the Spirit of God through song and worship and all of that. And just everything to be so wonderful while you just sit back and just take all of it in. Like you're just a king or a queen on its on his or her throne, waiting to be catered to. But we got it all the way backwards, guys. I really want us to change that kind of mindset where we're just coming to church specifically, and this can be applied to many, many other areas of our lives. But I want to focus in on church, right? Because you have to understand that you are the church. So you got to bring the church into whatever setting that you're going to. So if you're coming to a physical church location, you have to understand that the church starts with you. Now, all these other people, the ushers and the worship team and the pastor and the deacons and they all play a significant role in that. And they're there to help lead you into worship. They're there to help, set the pace. But you won't be able to receive the fullness of the gift that they have if you're there being so pessimistic, if you're there coming with a terrible attitude, if you're there trying to just throw on everything that hits you for the week and trying to just all right, well, now y'all fix it. Now y'all help me to have a great service. Now y'all help put me in a better mood. That is so unfair. That is so unfair to them. That's so unfair to, to God. And God, he'll take all of our burdens. So he doesn't mind. But what he wants from us is for us to change our attitudes. God doesn't mind you dumping all of your garbage on him, because that's what he says. That's what he says he wants from us. He wants your burdens. He knows it's too much for you to bear, but your attitude can't be crappy. You can't just dump it on him and yeah, God, well, you fixed it. Or, well, I'm doing you a favor by coming here in your house and serving you. You're not doing God no favor. You should look at coming to church or coming to worship God as you offering something up to the Lord. Think about it. He kept you throughout the whole week, the whole entire week. You've been kept. Not because you're a great driver, why you didn't get into a car accident. Not because you're such a great, phenomenal parent, why your kids aren't on drugs or aren't in jail, or why your kids are still alive. Not because you're the best employee, why you had a successful week at work, or, by definition, a successful week meaning at least you still have a job and, you're still getting paid, right? Not because of any of that, but because God kept you. And so the one day a week that we decide to come together, which already is a problem in itself, right? The fact that we only dedicate one day to really coming together and serving God. And that's why it's very important that the church starts after the church service. The church service is just a prelude to what your church experience should really be, because you should be getting involved in community. You should be, trying to seek God in other areas and other ways of your life. And you should be applying the things that you learned from the church service, But anyway, and so it's that, we really need to understand that this life owes us nothing. No one owes us anything. Nobody owes us anything. And so when we come to the presence of the Lord with a spirit of expectation in such a negative way, we're only setting ourselves up to fail. We're literally only setting ourselves up to fail. And we make the job harder on those that are trying to help us. You can't go to school and have such a crappy attitude towards your teacher and towards whoever is there trying to teach you, and the security guards and the janitors and the this and the that. Just come there and expecting to have a great experience at school or in class. You come there so snobby, so nasty, and just looking at everything that's wrong and nothing that's right, and not playing a role in trying to improve it, and just expecting for things to just be done for you. Nobody dragged you. You didn't have to come here. Not to church, not to school, not to work, not to the store, not to the salon, not to the sports event, not to nothing. And so you have to understand that you have a major role to play in everything that you do. If you're going to be present and active. Don't be that person that's bringing the whole weight of the place down. Don't do that. God doesn't want that. You're not supposed to be offering him up, your scraps, or, you know, all of this nasty, dirty, filthy attitude that you bring with you. You can bring God your filth, your, you know, the dirt that you've done throughout the week, but have a different attitude. Like, change your attitude. And so I think it's very important for us to know and understand that we make everything what it is. If all these drivers are out here driving crazy, let me not be one that's gonna be an extra one that drives crazy too. You know, like, I see everybody is like on edge right now, and everybody got such a nasty attitude and this and the third. Let me change my attitude. When I step into this room, when I get behind the wheel, when I come into church, when I come to my class, when I step into my home, my husband got a, you know, he looks like he's having a bad day or he's pissed off. The kids are on a frenzy. Let me not be one additional person that's adding stress to that current situation. You know? And so I want us to change our perception about church and the place of God and the place of worship, and stop thinking that we're only coming to receive and receive and receive, and we can just point out everything that's wrong with the place and with the people and with what's happening, and never stop to look at ourselves and see how we can add value to the situation that's already at hand, that's already presented itself to us. Okay? I hope this moved you guys. I hope this brought a lot of clarity and, you know, helped change your mindset on a lot of things, and just encourages you, you know, like every single day. And it's not a one-time thing. It's every day you're constantly working on yourself and trying to see how you can improve and how you can add value to a day. Okay? So guys, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will catch you guys on the next one.